am Fletcher Brown with another artist video blog at KIX96country.com. Our guests today come from right here in our own North Alabama area, from Hartselle, Alabama, just east of the Shoals. Please welcome the Cain's trio. Hey guys.
Hi.
Now we introduce them. It's like we've got Taylor, Madison, and Logan right here, and you are all siblings.
Yes. Yeah, we're all a year apart, so y'all can take my mom.
We don't have to say our age or anything, but yeah, mom's a trooper, so.
Now, I understand, Taylor, music started with you.
Okay, we'll say
right?
that. Started with me. I guess I just remember playing my first song on the piano when I was like around the age of 3 or 4, and I took a screwdriver and I carved an F and a C and a G into the piano. So that was it really did get started, and it was a permanent thing since you couldn't get that off of the wood. So yeah.
And then you just kind of drew your 2 younger siblings in there with you.
Yeah. There's home videos of Taylor trying to teach me how to sing harmony when she was just 3, and just be like, "No, you sing high. I sing this." She didn't know how to call it, but it was. I was kind of bossy too, so yeah.
And so
I
guess when I was like 8 years old, I noticed they were getting a lot of attention. People were bragging on them for being able to sing, and I never really tried to sing before. And I was like, well, I mean, I want people to pay any attention too, so I tried to sing, and we sang "L is for the way you look at me" from the Parent Trap. We were those kind of kids. The parents drink coffee and the kids go make up a skit or something, and we'd come back and perform. So that was our first attempt to sing together. I think was when I was about 8 years old.
Well, now the one thing that I noticed in reading your biography, if you go to thecainstrio.com, there are 3 themes that pretty much go through all of your bios: God, family, music.
Nice.
You're all Troy State, at least graduates, Troy State University, right?
Yes.
So you guys have really just kind of followed one another. This grouping of you was just kind of destined to happen.
I think so. Yeah. I think you could count on your hand the number of days that we've actually been apart from one another, and it's weird. Everyone's like, "Do y'all fight? Do y'all get along?" And it's like, yeah, maybe we get arguments, but we get homesick for each other. If we're apart for very long, we just don't know how to be apart very well.
We were homeschooled until I was in 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, and so it kind of became a situation where we were going to butt heads and hate each other, or we would become each other's best friends, and it worked out for us in that case. We're best friends.
All right, so now you've got your debut album, which of course, stay on board. Debut album. It's not available yet, but we may have a copy or 2 here at KIX96. Keep listening, you may have a chance to win one. The single, Be Yourself With Me, all right? Now, this song was produced by a songwriter that is not any stranger whatsoever to KIX Country, of course, Billy Lawson, who's had success with artists like Trace Adkins and Tim McGraw, and he's had his songwriting success. How did you make the connection with Billy?
Okay, my grandfather, Mike O'Rear, is just a stud, and he introduced us to Billy. Okay, so my sister, this was kind of like your first little videography run with our song Stay On Board, and Granddaddy Mike saw that, and he was like, all right, you kids have a degree, so let's try to do the music thing. So he introduced us to Mr. Billy, and man, I am so thankful because Billy has worked with us from the beginning. We had a lot to learn. We did not know what we were doing. I had written 1 song by myself. So Billy just kind of took us under his wing. We call him Uncle Billy. He calls me Opie, so that's kind of cool. But it's just been a cool thing, and so we got to write that
We've
song
written
again.
30 songs of Billy just over the past year, and it's funny because we thought we were pretty good songwriters, and then Billy would be like, "Now wait a minute."
Who are you trying to say this to? What is that supposed to mean? And I kid with a lot of people. It's sort of like a Karate Kid sort of situation where it was like we were waxing on and waxing off and didn't realize, and now I feel like we know how to write a song, we know how to prepare and practice, and whereas before we just felt like we did.
And you've had some pretty solid compliments from people who know what they're talking about. Folks like Mike McGuire of Shenandoah. You got Dick Cooper, who's the curator of the Alabama Music Hall of Fame. These are all men who have, and of course Billy, all men who have really, really strong ties to not just music, but the rich musical history of this area that hear you and talk about how awesome you guys sound.
Okay. Yeah.
So we're looking at Be Yourself With Me, the single. Is this one that you wrote, or is this one that maybe you found? Are all the songs on the album your original songs?
We wrote all the songs. There's
Except
one.
for one.
There's one called "She's My Girl," which is a great song. So
we just couldn't pass it.
I wish we could claim it as ours, but yeah, "Be Yourself with Me" that was written with Billy, and then Ed Hill. I don't know if you guys know Ed, but he's great. He's in Franklin, Tennessee. But yeah, we wrote that one in Franklin. We were at Ed's house. We were upstairs in his magical basement. I mean, his attic. And anyways, but I tell this story, like, we had watched the Beatles tribute the night before, all three of us. So, like, we show up, and you can just tell we're in that mood, just kind of like, life is good. Love. Yeah, we just let's hug each other. So we had coffee, and we were just laying around, and it just was like, we started with the title, and then we just started saying all of our favorite things, or like how we wanted to, how can I be myself with Billy and Ed, and so it was just an easy songwriting experience for me that day.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, the music sounds great. If you want to hear it, make sure you go to thecainstrio.com. You guys have Facebook and Twitter?
We do. We're the Cain's Trio across the board on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, CAINS, no apostrophe. And then that's on iTunes now, the single's on iTunes now.
Absolutely. So. The album was available soon. The single's available now. Make sure you go and get it. If you want to hear it, be sure you call us at KIX 96. We'll be happy to play it for you. And I know you guys have some dates nearby. You guys are playing like the Horseshoe Bend Festival, I think, in Clifton, Tennessee.
Right. That's tomorrow night.
You're actually playing a couple places here in North Alabama, too.
We're playing at Champy's tonight at 7 o'clock.
So come out.
Absolutely.
Come see us.
So make sure you go to cainstrio.com, check their tour schedule, and get out to see them. You will not be disappointed. Guys, thanks so much for coming all the way down.
Big thanks to you guys for having us. KIX 96, man. We love you guys. Thank you.
All right, make
so
sure you come back and visit us again soon,
Absolutely.
okay?
Okay, you got it.
We'll see you again on another artist video blog on KIX96country.com.